All right. Hi to anyone watching this on YouTube. You're watching a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet that gets together and plays tabletop role-playing games online. I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by the chat. They're just passing on Star Wars quotes now and coffee. What's up with that? Does coffee exist in Star Wars? I don't know. What kind of drinks does Star Wars have? Blue milk. That's all I know. Anyway, yeah, the Gauntlet. Check them out. Gauntlet-rpg.com. You can tell I'm a bit manic. I've had one sip of coffee and it's doing so much, powering through the fatigue of Gauntlet Con, which just came and went. I think 10 games in one weekend. Ridiculous. Anyway, oh, you missed Gauntlet Con, but check out all the other stuff the Gauntlet does. Gauntlet-rpg.com. One of the main things it does is, well, blogs, forums, the monthly zine called Codex, where you get existing supplements to existing games and original games itself. There's also the podcast network that they have, and also the Hangouts calendar, to which this game was arranged. Oh my God, this chat. Thankfully, you viewers will be able to see this chat. Oh, that's disgusting. You should be ashamed, chat. Terribly ashamed. This game is session 8. We are 2/3 of our way through our quarterly of Masks, A New Generation by Brendan Conway, Powered by the Apocalypse, teenage superhero hijinks, trying to figure out who they are, and suffering through some failures along the way, but hopefully, they'll figure themselves out. Of course, what these teenagers don't know is that the journey never ends. You're always trying to figure yourself out. I'm sorry to these poor teenagers. We are 2/3 into our Prospect Academy series. Basically, we're using the Phoenix Academy playset from Masks Unbound. We're superhero school, specifically the 11th worst superhero school in the worst, no best, 11th best. I'm mixing up my own joke. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm getting ridiculous. All right. And this month we've been building up to a dance, and we're finally going to get to the dance, but we have to deal with the fallout from last week. But first, let's get to know who's here, characters and players. So I'm gonna go by the character keeper from left to right. Haha, you're here again, Ryan. Hopefully you've learned from the folly of having to do 7 sessions of going first. Haha. But you have to go first. I'm sorry, Ryan. So tell us about yourself, your character.
The last game I was in, people started filling the keeper from the right, so I would have to be on the left. It was so rude. Anyway, hi, I'm Ryan. I use he, him pronouns, and I am returning with Mary Landry, who uses she or they pronouns, and is sometimes known as Image, who uses only they. Mary has been flung forward from the 80s because apparently someone had reasons for doing that. We don't know. It's a mystery. But her future self went a little weird and is spending most of their time as a goo monster and occasionally like a villainous former colleague of Zero G. Everything's kind of awkward. And there is zero chance that she's ever going to turn into such a villain herself. I mean, the fact that she flipped out and attempted to rip a guy apart last time is not relevant at all. Shut up. Also, there's a dance this time, and all focus should be on the dance.
Hell yeah. Whatever happens in Wisconsin stays in Wisconsin. Anyone who's confused with that, watch the previous session. Up next, Sabine, tell us about yourself and your character and a cool thing about them, which is gonna be hard again because I keep mentioning your character is very cool.
Absolutely, yes. That's a very boring character. I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm playing the Serenade of Thorns, who has been implanted with a cybernetic implant shortly after birth, and by a weird cult somewhere in Nepal, and has run from them after following through with some orders they maybe shouldn't have. And then they ran away, and then they met Aegis, and then they became part of Aegis, and now they're at school because they need an education, apparently. And recently they met one of the people who originally they thought they had killed in Nepal, but apparently they did. But it didn't take. That person is back now, and that kind of threw the Serenade a bit. And last time we had a fight, and the Serenade feels like they have not brought their A game. they feel like they had failed, which they probably didn't because they disarmed the horrible Halo Boy thing, but who knows? Maybe they did. We'll see.
I'll admit that in the time between then and now, I have completely forgotten to give a name to the horrible Halo Boy fiend. He will forever be known as Halo Boy to us now. Up next on the Character Keeper, Ludo, tell us about Kasey, your character, and the cool thing about them.
So Kasey, which serves as the superhero identities of Regicide and Errant, is a clone of the Dread Queen, and they've been trying to find a place in society. They were confronted with the horrible things that her mother did, because she used to think that she was someone that never knew better and was not given any choice or alternatives. And ever since they became interested with the kingdom when they were 8 and had to travel to another dimension, that a lot of the things that she does is not for power, anger, or malicious intent, but because she believes it's the only way for their people to survive. But she got dispelled of that notion, and now she's striving to find her own path and no longer has any ties to her mother, which probably someone should tell Hollow Boy, because he lashed out at her, blaming her as to being the Dread Queen, some form of the Dread Queen, and lashing out. And Kasey just will not have that. And she will not leave interdimensional baggage and whatever trail the Dread Queen left or not get in the way of her and protecting the people that she cared about and she loved.
My favorite form of baggage is the interdimensional kind. All right, last but not the least, David, tell us about yourself and your character, and if they're still very cool. Oh, they are cool. It's just they're in a spot. Yeah, tell us about them.
My name's David. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Haruki Goto, who also goes by the hero name of Zero G. In fact, mostly goes by the hero name of Zero G, and uses he, him pronouns also. Zero G is in the Reformed playbook. He's a former villain with gravity manipulation powers, who has joined the I'm losing the word. I mean, the sort of reconciliation stream at the Prospect Academy in order to sort of get onto the straight and narrow again. So he's been, that's definitely a thing. He's been trying sometimes. Although he has recently been frequently visited by Mary's, well, either future or present day version, depending on how you want to think about it, Silhouette, who has been asking him to keep an eye on Mary, and last time to help her get into the fight when they were confronted by this interdimensional Hell Knight stuck in Wisconsin. He's still feeling a bit conflicted about that, but he's trying to muddle through. Oh, and at the end of last session, he went off on his teacher in a way that will almost certainly not come back to bite him in the ass.
I don't know. You rolled a 10 on that, so we'll see. I actually do need to ask you, what did you choose? Because I've forgotten, but we'll do that after I talk about safety tools. Just to remind folks of what safety tools we have. Remind folks to go looking at our lines and veils. Lines are things that won't be crossed, just won't show up in fiction at all. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not going to concentrate on them. Like, it happens off screen, or a sentence or two are all they'll get. It still happens, but again, we're not going to focus on it. We're also using the X card. Basically, we do roll into a scene where folks feel uncomfortable for any reason, and any reason is completely fine, and no one needs to ask. No one no one should have to explain what the reason are, and it could be anything. Could be a name or detail of what's happening in the scene. They can say they want to X that either on the chat or on the video. You want the symbol here, or on the roll for a party. There's a button for the X card. I might ask some questions on what's being X carded specifically, but if it's used, no one gets to question it. Just respect it, and we'll roll back and try something else. And finally, we have an open door policy. If folks need to step away from the table for any reason, and the usual reasons could be an emergency or more tired of your thought, and you need to lie down, or I don't know, your cats have somehow managed to open all your packs of spaghetti and have spilled them on the floor. Do cats do that? I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility. You never know about cats and spaghetti. And if you need to step away from the table, that's where we were. If you need to step away from the table, we'll pause the game at any point. And again, things could be happening in the game where, I don't know, heartfelt a declaration of love could be happening. Six-headed mechanical dog octopus is descending from the sky. That could be happening. We'll pause the game at any point if people need to step away. People are making faces at me, and I deserve those faces. Okay. All right. So, as mentioned, last session, there was a field trip to Wisconsin. I say it ended well in the sense that you did beat the aforementioned Halo Hell Knight. The heavy Halo Hell Knight, or the Triple H, as nobody calls him. You've beaten him. So I guess okay, the chat is doing... Okay, I'm being called up by the chat again. Okay, all right, shush. So I want to know... Okay, first off, I need to actually clear up something mechanically with 0G. What two options did you pick again from What the Hell Hero?
I chose... Wrong tab. I chose you get them to admit their wrongdoing, and you win over an onlooker, take influence over them. I hadn't decided who that onlooker was. I'm open to suggestion there from you.
Okay. Let's see. I'm thinking like who was there. Serenade is unconscious. Image had gone to town over this guy. Errant was crying. No, not Errant. Kasey was crying. Nosferatu was knocked out. Screech was knocked out. And Princess Flower has conveniently closed up the portal. Screech. Yeah. People making. Yeah. Okay. It's probably of everyone there. Yeah, it's probably Princess Flower. She's the only one who's like paying attention, who's not in the middle of an existential crisis. She would be the only one who's not in the middle of an existential crisis. And I mean, technically, Screech wasn't unconscious, but you're not going to take influence over them. I don't think they're impressed by what you're doing. They don't care about that. Oh, Prism wasn't there. I don't think Prism was there. I think it was just you 8 and your teacher who's
Yes, I should wait, am I muted?
No, you're not.
Good.
We're not in Jitsi. You stop clicking the space bar. We're not in Jitsi anymore.
Yes, I was going to say yes. The option I didn't choose on What the Hell Hero is you don't turn their anger and attention onto yourself. So, yeah.
I think in the interest of like moving things along, I think I won't pull the trigger for that until later. In fact, what I want to find out from each of you as kind of like as things calm down, as Wisconsin PD, which is probably more impressive than it sounds. Not Aegis, Kasey would know this, comes in to take Halo Hellboy, Halo Hellhound. I still want to keep calling him Triple H. As they kind of like take him away in like an armored car. They pull him out of his armor. He's you'd think that there's some sort of twist underneath the armor. No, he just looks like some dude. Okay, he's got blue skin, but other than that, he is just some dude. And they take him away and his axe rifle into armored car. And I do kind of want to know, as folks kind of like, as Majestic Magenta kind of takes you back to your Twilight Motel and says that basically, we're gonna stay the night, but we're cutting. But yeah, we're staying the night and then we're coming back to Prospect Academy the next day. I do want to know what each person is thinking and how are they feeling about what just happened. So anyone has an idea, feel free to step in. So I see the ideas y'all are tossing in the chat. Y'all are terrible.
I think Kasey is just tying the back. It's when you cry so much that you don't have anything else to cry, but you still feel sad. So you are just puffy and red, and you make the occasional sob to see if you can cry again, but then you cannot. Then you just mope more in frustration. Yeah, like that.
I think the Serenade's coming too, and like everything is still, it's not violent anymore, but we seem to have won, I guess. And they are still frustrated. They feel like they've let the team down. They feel angry at themselves because they let their emotions get in the way of perfect performance and of control. But at least they didn't lose control, which is a good thing, maybe, probably. Anyway, they are withdrawn a little, like figuring out how to move on forward from this absolute failure.
I think 0G is, poetically brooding, which looks like incredibly similar to sulking, but he's like, I think he's also, I mean, he's actually feeling quite guilty about like mostly everything. The kind of what's going on with Mary and Silhouette. He almost feels a little bit bad for going off on Magenta. Not very, but a bit,
Mary?
Mary's real angry still. That did not get cleared. And Mary is not often very angry at things. So there's probably a lot of like unnecessary slamming of stuff and kicking of rocks and sulking. She's sulking as hard as she possibly can because she's angry at everything. Baseball cap pulled super low. Grr.
Why is her sulking so adorable? What's up with that? Yeah, I think. I mean, if anyone wants to talk to anyone right here in the immediate aftermath, that's fine as well. If not, I will kind of move things along. I think just other little things probably for folks to notice. Just like Screech is still knocked out, so to speak. I think both her and Nosferatu are knocked out, and Majestic just puts them to. I think they're staying at their own room, whatnot. There's probably like a common room in a Twilight Motel where some coffee's been laid out, some coffee and pizza. I don't know, but it's probably just a maudlin sort of atmosphere.
I would like to talk to Kasey, not immediately at the church, but later at the motel for sure.
Sure. Are you okay with that, Kasey?
Yeah, I think Serenade, they find Kasey struggling with the pizza, trying to breaking into, and just the cheese is just congealed, and they're like trying to figure out how they can even call this pizza. Damn you, Wisconsin! Will your cruelty never end?
Kasey, May I talk to you?
Oh, sure, Serenade. I mean, it's at least something good has to come from today, right?
It has? Okay. Are you all right?
Not really. I have not been all right for a while now.
That is, I am sorry to hear that, and I apologize that I cannot, that if I have done anything to add to this, I apologize for not stopping Nosferatu from opening his portal. I saw what he was doing, but I did not want to hit him, because hitting people is bad.
Well, it makes sense, right? He is our classmate after all.
If I had hit him, the portal would not have opened. I don't know.
You cannot know that.
True.
I mean, I don't see why you should torment yourself over that.
I failed on every thing I tried to do. May I ask you a question?
Sure, but I think you're wrong. I mean, you managed to do things. I am the one that always fails at everything. All I wanted to do was do something decent for Mary, and not even that I managed to do. Not to mention all the other things that I failed.
How did you fail? You did not. I saw what you did. You held the portal close. You said you had no powers, Kasey. That is not true. I can see energy, and I see the energy that you brought at that point. That was amazing. That was beautiful.
And Kasey smiles a moment. You had a question. Sorry, I interrupted you.
That was the question, actually. How you could say that you are powerless, that you have no super powers, but I saw you have that.
Well, that actually makes it worse, doesn't it? Because it's not about the powers.
No.
I mean, you are powerful, and even you doubt that you are failing. And you are probably one of the most powerful individuals that I know.
I am not. But Kasey, the thing is about you, I feel it has never been so much about your power as it has been about your heart. You have so much heart, Kasey, and I do not want to see that fail. Because it is something that I admire very much, and that I cannot aspire to it, obviously, but I would like to have it in the world. Please do not give up on it.
That's a comfort and support.
That's a comfort and support.
Definitely.
And I have failed to open up the roll for your party, but I found the link.
Cool. All right. You have influence over Kasey.
Yes.
I do. And I roll freak because I have told them what I envy most about them, which is their heart. And then I roll with freak. And I rolled a 4.
Also, you have angry marks. You take a -2 to that.
Oh, I rolled a 2. It's terrible. I'm sorry.
I forget which game is I saw someone managed to roll a 0 once, which was amazing. You think about it.
On Gauntlet Con, I played the Hearts of Wulin session in which 4 comforts and support failed in a row, and it was amazing.
Oh yeah, I ran a sprawl game where like I think 5 rolls failed in a row, and you don't want to fail in the sprawl. You don't even get XP.
No.
Clocks just go up and things harder for you. Okay, so I want to ask Kasey this: is there anything that Serenade said that like just didn't translate to you? Because you can say it did, and then I can introduce a different. I can make a different move. But do you think is there any reason why Serenade's words just didn't get to you?
I think probably Kasey does not so much understand it as an attempt to comfort, but as an attempt to demand justifications and the explanation from her. And she feels the need to give them the answers that they seek rather than being comforted. So it's more like she feels like they are putting her on the spot. And reacting to that, she pulls out an helmet. An helmet that looks a bit like a fusion between something else and Star Wars helmet.
Huh.
I just realized that Serenade never interacted with Terrence. It's probably not very impactful.
This is probably like the Serenade's probably the one character who doesn't realize
No.
things have much impact.
No. Serenade looks at the helmet with some sort of interest, I guess, because that seems pertinent. They do not understand what's going on.
I feel defeated. I have feel defeated and hopeless and useless for a while. And at first I thought it was about power. That I had the heart, but I did not have the power to enact change. I created a new identity, someone that was not bound to the expectations of the Dread Queen, so that I could unleash my potential and find who I am without that legacy. So I became errant. I did so with the help of Stalwart. But that gave me power. I guess that what I managed to accomplish today was because of that. Because whatever blockage I had in my training and that prevented me to do whatever the Dread Queen does, it's gone now. And Errant does not have the limitations that Kasey or Regicide does. And it seems that now me and Errant, we are one and the same. But now I have power and I have heart, and I still cannot do what is important. I put all of you in danger. Diamond Dust told me about this. She told me that she told me about this place, Chestnut and Wisconsin, and that she blamed me for this, for this thing being trapped here. And this, it's true. It's my blame.
Kasey, you once told me, no, it was Mary who told me, but Diamond Dust is a jerk. Do not listen to Diamond Dust. Whatever she says to you, it is meant to drag you down.
But why
That is what she likes to do to people. Do not let her, please. I mean, I'd let her. Maybe she wasn't wrong there, or maybe she was. I don't know. Anyway.
Sorry, I showed you a vulnerability or weakness.
Yeah, sure.
So that triggers a move in case you want to use that for the fiction.
Yes.
So you get influence and
Ooh.
I shift my mundane up and level down, which means I think I'm gonna get the consequence. Oh no, actually no.
No, you'll be fine. Yeah, shift mundane up and your freak down, and then Serenade can do the label shift.
Yeah.
Because you gave them influence.
I think I want to shift your savior up
Okay.
and your freak down, because
Okay.
you're not freakish. You're a savior. You're a hero. I think at least that you are. And anyway, I think, I mean, what is strange is that we all failed and still defeated the thing.
I guess that's true. Serenade.
The town didn't get eaten.
I mean, Serenade, I'm so happy that you are safe. I don't know what I would have done if you got hurt.
I did. That was my own fault. I was, you know, I met. You remember the thing with Osprey? That I met them?
Yeah. What was the deal with that?
They were somebody I thought I had killed, and they said I had, but they were alive again. And I felt, I did not think about that. I do not know. I just, that is why I was so off everything today, and that is why I let that thing hit me like that, because I thought I maybe can pay for what I did.
Well, but even that is my fault, because I was the one that failed you.
No, that is not your fault. You did never order me to go and kill somebody, Kasey. Not everything is your fault.
Yeah, but you came to me, you opened yourself to me, and you asked for my support in dealing with Osprey, and I was not able to support you. They will.
Yes, but that is not something anybody could have done, because I wronged them. I killed them. That was something I did.
But you will not have to deal with it alone. If I was with you, don't you understand? I wanted to be with you on that moment. I wanted to assist you, but I was not. I needed my powers to help someone I cared deeply about, and I could not. I failed you. And then, of course, you were upset, because who will not get upset by someone that waited on their conscience, confronted them?
Is that your version of comfort and support?
I guess. I guess, because my mundane lowered a lot since last time, so I get the 7.
You have influence over?
Yes.
That's an 8. Still.
Yeah.
Serenade, yeah. Do you open up?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's Kasey. Of course I open up. I guess I deflate a bit. And I say, well, please do not blame yourself for that. That I only ask you to make sure that I didn't get dragged off by the Dreaming Heaven Choir, and I did not. I'm still here.
How about this? This mess only happens when we are alone. And then instead of talking to each other, we just blame each other. And worse, we blame ourselves. How about this? We try to never be alone, and we try never, ever, ever to bottle it up and blame ourselves. Because, look, you talk about hurt and powers, and all that matters is community. And the only community that I seriously have is y'all. So just I've been isolated from you, and you were thinking like this instead of opening to us. We are hurting ourselves. I promise I'll not blame myself. But can you promise me the same?
I will try. I'll try. I failed the first community I was part of so badly. I'm so scared of doing that again. But I will try.
I think we can cut the scene here.
Yes, I will clear angry. I'm still guilty, but I'm not angry anymore.
And I'm still hopeless.
Sorry, I was really trying.
Yeah, you're trying your best, but well, we try your best when you don't succeed. Oh, someone stop me from quoting Coldplay. All right, I want to know, Zero G and Mary, do you want scenes in the Sadness Motel? Is there anything you still want to do in the immediate aftermath? Or are you all good for now? See, Ryan, you're giving it some thought.
I must going that it's notable that Mary is not attempting to comfort and support anyone, but just like sitting on her hotel bed, being mad at stuff and how she is such a failure and Kasey will never speak to her again. And grr. But it probably is just like prolonged sulkily eating the terrible pizza.
Yeah, bit sulking sounds good. I'm up for some sulking.
Right, just to be clear. So is Zero G? Are you going off? Are you still in the middle of sulking? Or are you gonna go find? Are you off to find Mary? Who's sulking right now? I just want to be sure.
Oh, sorry.
Otherwise...
No, I'm not looking for another scene here particularly.
Okay,
That's
cool.
if anyone wants to do anything, that's cool. But no, I wasn't.
Okay. Oh, that's all right. That's fine. All right. So I think we'll transition. Yeah, I think we'll transition to another like sort of time passes sort of thing. So in between now and like the Silver Masquerade, what are things you want to do and scenes you want to see, rumors to investigate, plots and plans and whatnot. If you want to like just like get a snapshot. Oh, I guess another thing I do want to know is I think when you get back to Prospect Academy, people have heard of what happened. There's a very intense rumor mill going on about what happened in Wisconsin. Not helped that like Princess Flower is basically composing the equivalent of an epic song about what happened, and it's inflating certain people's achievements and downplaying certain others. So I think what we'll do is, because we've been here for like an hour-ish, we'll take a 5-minute break. We'll come back and ask you all about how are you gonna prepare for this dance? What's Diamond Dust plotting? What is everyone plotting? Are there plots to be had or just dates to be found? I don't know. We'll see. 5 minutes. I'll see you all, folks. I need to get water and not just coffee. 5 minutes. See you in a bit. I don't know about that move, Ludo. That means you have to be sad to count as a small gang. All right. So here's a thing I want to know from each guest character player for each folks here and for each folks. I might. Maybe do I need more coffee? No, I don't. I really don't. Want to know from each person here on the table. Why is sad not a condition? I wanted a sign from Prosper Academy that the Silver Masquerade is coming and it's a big deal, despite the fact that, it probably shouldn't be a big deal, almost to the detriment of schooling in this school. So I want a detail from that, and then let's trigger some time passes moves once more, and then I'll ask you all what y'all want to do. But yeah, why is the school suddenly obsessed with this dance that hasn't been a big deal until, I don't know, certain people got elected to president? Yeah, if anyone has an idea, feel free to jump in.
I have an idea. It's a terrible one.
Yep.
Or do you? Yeah. In the history lessons, there is a special segment one day where Mr. Wyatt has a real treat because there is a masquerade dance ball coming up, and he will now, as a project, everybody should research a historical dance costume for the class and present it to everybody else.
God. Do you want that as homework? We can roll that at the end of the session, but I'm actually afraid what's going to happen is what happened last time, which is things go so bad in the dance that I forget to ask for the academic role. But I think that's a good enough detail. I do want to know what historical uniform the Serenade research, though.
I think they will go and ask Mary.
Of course they would.
Because, I mean, dance costumes, they have no idea.
Cool. Anyone has a... Ryan, you had an idea, you said?
No, I accidentally unmuted and then panicked and hit the button too many times.
Oh, okay.
I almost did the same thing. I had an idea, then thought better of it, and then decided to go with it anyway. But yeah, I think that there's actually been some reporters and stuff hanging around and asking people about it because apparently it's newsworthy.
But the Masquerade or Wisconsin? Both, probably.
More the Masquerade, possibly also Wisconsin.
Yeah, but there are some reporters, some intelligence agents from other agencies. So oh, Silver Masquerade, that's a time-honored tradition. So there's there's a weird sort of energy in school of having just more people who shouldn't care about this dance. But I guess Diamond Dust is making a big PR push to make people care. In fact, there's a detail I want to add. I don't know if anyone's thought about it, but I think her hourly announcements on the intercom has slowly less and less as is been about the school and more about really the dance. Just as a reminder, you can pick up spare masks at the student council room or something like that, or how anyone who's anyone's will be at the masquerade. I would hope to have to look into who's not attending. Phrased more subtly than what I just said there. Far more subtly than what I just said there. Yeah. So Mary or Kasey, have ideas of how masquerade mania is taking over the school?
Diamond Dust has a big budget for things because she strikes me as that sort of person. So there are probably not just streamers and posters, but there's some hardcore decorated setup going on in our multi-purpose room, dance room. I don't know what kind of space we have in this room. in this school, and not the typical sign up for would you like to help set up for the dance, but like, no, we got pros. Your assistance is not needed.
I think just to add to that, like you mentioned, where is the dance happening? It's happening at the gym, which, if I remember correctly, half of it was falling into an interdimensional hole, and they managed to stabilize it for the dance in February. But now Diamond Dust has brought in some contractors, and they've instead weaponized that hole and made the gym bigger on the inside, and that's where the dance is happening. And hence why all the extra stuff there that you mentioned.
Yeah, and there's definitely some lines in the announcements about how this dance could not be contained by time or space. It's going to be amazing, and you got to be there.
What about you, Kasey? What's a detail about this godforsaken dance?
Yeah, there is a custom police. So basically, because Diamond Dust wants this to be the perfect. So every single day, I swear, the manual of the instructions for the type of costumes that they should be, which colors to do, which theme are off limits, it seems to be growing every single damn day. And worse yet, coincidentally, every time that the new rule is added, there's a new suggestion of some expensive corporate custom that hey, you can buy this one, which is been certified to be sure it conforms to the code.
So, love it when your superhero school is turning into a corporate branded dystopia of a schoolroom, which probably has happened a lot. Yeah, let's do some time is passing moves. I'm gonna start from right to left. Haha. You first, 0G.
Cool. So yeah, I will be rolling to see if Finch has anything for me. Oops, have we got a link to the character key? There we go.
Oh, let me reduce that team. You're not gonna need it.
No, it appears everything is quiet for now. That was a 6 on my roll for Finch.
Wow.
So my obligation goes up by 1.
All right. Geez, your villain friends certainly forgotten you, huh? They moved on. 0G's gone legit. Cool. All right. I'll get back to you and how you've been doing. Kasey, your double life. How's it going?
I'm gonna bet it's going poorly because now my mundane is really low. So 7. So not that bad.
Yes, you just lapsed on one obligation. Your choice.
I'm gonna say, which makes more sense with the fiction, between Wisconsin and Kasey not having a date that hurt their popularity, and trying to reconnect with their friends after what happened in Wisconsin. She did not have much time to hang around the abandoned toilet and to cultivate the network of informants against Diamond Dust. And between that, Wisconsin rumors, and still not having a date, that really took a dump on her popularity.
Gosh. You will on a hit. You will have an opportunity advantage thanks to one of your obligations, but you can think on that when the time comes. When I don't know, you're faced with something bad and like, oh, I've got an opportunity. Cool. All right. I think your popularity is taking a bit of a hit. People are so blindsided by this dance that like whatever you're saying, they don't care as much. It sucks, but that's what happens. Spending more time as errant, huh? All right. Now we do roll into the what scenes do folks want? I do want to start with either Mary or Zero G, since they decided to sulk instead of open up their feelings, which is the more healthy thing to do probably. But instead, no, sulking. So yeah, either Mary or Zero G. Any scenes or people you're looking for? It could be each other. I mean, I'll give you a minute to think about it.
I was going to say. I mean, I'm happy to like have a scene with Zero G and Mary, unless Mary wants to have like a scene of like fretting, getting ball stuff organized first. But yeah.
We could probably have like a really quick clip of Mary extremely angrily scrapbooking dresses and suits and like dress suits for this dance because she just can't decide. But I don't think I need a lot more detail than that.
Cool.
So I'll ask Zero G this. Where do you find Mary? Or I guess you probably asked then Mary, where do you find her? Which makes this line of questioning pointless. I don't know. I shouldn't assume.
I guess I'm curious where Zero G would go looking for Mary. If you had an idea, David. Otherwise, I could just like pick a spot.
Yeah. To be honest, it probably would. I'm wondering actually if he might just be like waiting to sort of catch her as she's like leaving class somewhere or something like that.
It probably pretty easy to catch her. Obviously, she goes to the temporally displaced student like homeroom sort of thing. I don't know how homeroom works. We don't have that here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You narrowly missed the Harbin Goose coming out of the
Excellent.
classroom first.
So yeah, I think Zero G will just be like hanging around, leaning against sort of some lockers outside the room, casually like levitating something because
Yeah, and Mary comes out of the class like, if it's a comic book, there's probably like some sulk cloud or something around her. Baseball cap pulled low again, even though she probably shouldn't be wearing a baseball cap in class. And doesn't even notice how awesome you look, but probably does notice that you're hanging around eventually. It's like,
hey, Mary, I was wondering if there's I think there's some stuff I need to like talk to you about, I guess. But do you mind if we go somewhere less?
Mary just kind of looks behind her at the Harbin Goose and Paradox. What was it, 4.5 or something at this point? And
Yeah. They got an update patch in the middle of the class, so they're now 4.5.
Fine. Do you like coffee? Because I really need some.
Yeah, sure. That's we can go grab coffee. That'd be cool.
And unlike normal excitable Mary, who just wants to hang out and be friends, Mary is now like already trooping off in the direction of the nearest, I don't know, Starbucks. They probably don't have a coffee inside the school.
Cool. Yeah, and Zero G will follow along behind.
We can just say that we cut to the Starbucks.
Yes, and they're sitting there, and Mary has like an extremely over-the-top floofy frappuccino thing with like sprinkles, and she looks angry about it. Like, okay, so what did you need to talk to me about?
Look, I know we haven't had much to do with each other, up till now. I mean, you know, not. So
Look, I know it's really hard, and I appreciate you being brave and everything, but if you want to ask me to the dance, I mean, it's okay. We can just go or something.
oh yeah, that's that's so yeah. Let's do you want to go to the dance then, Mary?
I mean, obviously I'm going to the dance, but sure, we could go together. I mean, unless that's not what you were asking. You don't sound very sure about it now.
I mean, it's not that I don't want to go to the dance with you. It would be kind of cool, I guess.
I mean, you don't have to. But...
No, I'd like to.
Can I attempt to pierce the mask? I have a major penalty to piercing the mask right now because I'm angry.
Oh my
But
god.
I still care about people's feelings.
All right. Cool. You have influence over 0G.
I think I do. Yes.
You have a +2 in mundane, so that negates your -2 anyway. So you actually get a +1.
So +1. I got a 9. That's pretty acceptable.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So get one question.
I guess what are you really planning? Because Mary wants to know why you have called her here today, since it doesn't seem to be entirely dance related.
Sure. Yeah, and I think he is planning to talk to her about something like quite personal. And yeah, he was kind of hoping to get you alone to talk about it. And yeah, you definitely get the impression that that asking her to dance wasn't the plan, but
admitting that now would be awkward, so she must carry on. So just kind of like put her hands down on the table, like, okay, so why are we really here? I mean, it's okay. You can tell me stuff. I'm good at listening.
So, I mean, I guess I've got a bit of a history. I've done some stuff that I probably shouldn't have done. So when I first started out, I was working with Silhouette.
Mary dramatically chokes on her whipped creamy sprinkle, like probably pink frappuccino thing. Wait, what?
Yeah, I worked for them, did a few jobs. They taught me some of the ropes and that. I mean, we kind of had a falling out, I guess. But they've been getting back in touch with me again.
You can see Mary trying to do the math of like how old Silhouette is relative to her, and whether this is like a we went to the dance once or what. But no, yeah, the ages are wrong and everything. So, yes, the math meme. And like, so like
they kind of asked
just
me to
asking how you're doing, or
they were kind of more interested in like how you're doing. They sort of wanted me to, keep an eye on you, I guess.
like a good eye, or
I mean, probably not. I don't know. They were in Wisconsin.
Wait, who were they in Wisconsin?
Screech.
Oh, that's smart. Because Screech never says anything, so you can. Okay, yeah, So that's why you were talking to Screech a bunch? I thought you just, like, hit it off on the kind of. I mean, it would be rude to say the kind of creepy thing, but I mean, it seems like Screech is into that and wouldn't be okay with it, but Screech wasn't really there. Dramatic sip of her frappuccino as she realizes she should shut up.
Yeah, so like I just thought that you should know that I don't know what they're planning. I yeah, like, I'm not gonna, do anything.
Did they ask you to do anything? I mean, just watch. Yeah, but I
Well,
mean,
they asked me to get close to you, I guess, which
like, ask me to the dance?
no, actually, that they didn't ask me to do that.
There he has a dramatic, suspicious pause of eyeing you, even though it didn't go down that way, as Sabine is pointing out. Um, so, like, just be buddies for reasons? I mean, there's got to be some plan here.
I guess so. Well, like, okay, so like, don't take this the wrong way, and I'm not saying I agree with what they said, but they kind of said that, like, when they were in high school, they were really, really boring, and that maybe I could get you to I don't know, come out of your shell, I guess, but
They asked you to be my pity friend?
I don't know if it's like that.
Are you okay, Mary?
Oh, I was just looking at move things going. um,
I know you want to do that spit in the face thing, but Zero G doesn't have influence
I would
over
love
you.
to, but Zero G is not trying to influence me at all. I'll do it
If anything,
somehow.
you can influence him. You know that whole
Yeah.
you tell people their place in the world. You can do that to each other.
Oh goodness, I keep forgetting that's a move. I was just looking at provoke going, that's not quite what I want. But yeah, I will attempt to influence. I think I gotta look at what labels actually exist anymore.
So yeah, when someone with influence over you tells you who you are, how they work, how the world works, well, yeah, so you can do that too, Zero G, since you have influence over you.
Yes. In that case, I thought that you were like, some reformed, badass supervillain thing. Mary wouldn't say badass. Yeah, reformed. Like really awesome in a bad way, like supervillain thing, and you knew what was going on. But you're just like man, you're not even a pawn. You're just like a checker. And I am trying to move down your superior and up your mundane because you're not even shit in the scheme of this.
Do you accept that or reject that, Zero G?
Yeah, I think I'm going to accept that.
Oh no!
Look, I'm sorry. I just I don't know what she wants or what she's trying to do. I guess I should probably go. I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, I mean, go talk to Silhouette about how I need help not being boring, and what do they know about anything, okay? Yeah, just leave me alone.
Yeah, and I think I will slink off.
I want to add a little detail. As you slink off 0G, there's just I think. Okay, you walk out of Starbucks and you see there's just what looks like just a person in a cloak looking back at you, but they've got black eyes and they just mouth at you, "Good job." And then people pass by and they're gone.
At this point, Mary is probably going to attempt to text Serenade of Thorns, but I'm not going to eat up more scene time, so feel free to carry on.
Cool. All right. I want to move on to Kasey. What are you up to?
I actually think that the opportunity that I have an idea. So the plan to hijack the band, we learned last session that Diamond Dust was onto us. Instead, what I do is that on the old bowling alley on Prospect Projects, I talk with the community there that are handling that, and we managed to organize a private after party. So after the masquerade ball, students can go there and actually have a nice time. Instead of the branded formal official part. Once that is done, we just go there.
Oh my God! I just want to confirm. Is it that same bowling alley from?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, because Prospect Projects is on that ruined part of the city.
Just for everyone else, in the January series of Masks, sorry, I have to explain this continuous stuff. The one where Kasey actually first showed up, the bowling alley was the hideout for the teenage superheroes, while Prospect City was under control by the evil bird invaders. And they stayed at this bowling alley, which is now becoming a private, cool party. That's really cool.
Which is kind of the central community center of Prospect Projects. Whenever we need to house some people in emergency until we move them to more temporary shelters. Yeah.
Cool.
But other than that, I think Kasey is trying to go around with the rumors because they basically dropped the hint that they want to go with that Aaron wants to go with Diamond Dust to the dance, but they are kind of feeling lonely because everyone is obsessed with the dance, and they're like, yeah, I made the promise to Serenade of Thorns that I will not be blaming myself and sulk like an idiot. So I'm trying to reach out for people, and yeah, she's trying to find out who might be interested in going to the dance with her.
Ooh, roll plus mundane.
Yeah. 6.
Oh,
Ash.
All right. Do you want the cold hard truth?
Yes, because I'm hopeless.
You put your ear out to see if anyone was interested in Kasey or Senia Svetnova Dread, hero known as Regicide and all that. No one is. In fact, it's hold on, let me double check the condition of this. Rumors here about you and they aren't good. Okay, it's not good. It's really not good. No one, like even people like Princess Flower has dates. You ask her, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm going out with the ambassador from this interdimensional dimension of thought." Can you imagine that? It's like this dimension is just pure thought, and they sent one thought, and they're out here, and I'm going to the dance with them. It's really nice. That's what Princess Flower says. But yeah, I mean, okay, all right. I'll give this to you. Who is the absolute last person besides Diamond Dust that Kasey would want to go out with to the dance?
Danger
Don't say
Mouse.
Mr. Wyatt. But Danger Mouse is not here. He took that fucking spell book. Danger Mouse was Sabine's previous character. There was an entire another thing. No, Danger Mouse is gone. All right, he fecked off with that spell.
Mr. Wyatt.
I was gonna say not Mr. Wyatt. His love is gone. Went back to the 90s.
I just saw them on the Starbucks.
Okay. Oh, if not, I don't. Yeah, I think Kasey will feel even more alone. Just even more alone.
Oh! I have an idea. The absolute worst would be the idiot from Diamond's Dust Click with the steampunk gears.
Oh, what was his name? His name is Victor. Yes.
Yes.
Victor. I think yes. You put out your rumors, and oh, okay. Okay. I want to know, where does he ask you out? Oh no, he'll ask you out probably the very public place.
You can decide, but another alternative, because it's super awkward, is if it is Stalwart, because they misunderstand the purpose of the dance, and this would be very awkward, really awkward.
Yeah, no, I think we established in the chat that I think they're going out with Mary. Or they're going with Mary to the dance. And
I'm totally into the idea that none of us are totally sure who's going with whom, and everyone thinks that someone else is going with Stalwart, and Stalwart's just trying to date everyone without realizing if they have a date or not. But do it however you like, Leandro.
Yeah. The thing is, this is a miss. And I can't. It will be awkward, but it will be nice, and I can't let that happen. I'm sorry, this is a miss. Also, Mark experience. Yeah, no, it has to be steampunk guy. It has to be poor. Well, not poor. He's a shithead. Victor. How does he ask you out, and where? And it has to be public.
Well, the worst possible place will be at the cafeteria. At the peak of the lunch hour. And I'm gonna say that he sends a drone, which is a conventional drone, and he's flying it, but the drone has gears glued to it.
Yeah, sometimes it lets out a puff of smoke, bit of steam in it. And I'm letting you narrate this because I honestly don't want to have to act this out. This guy is so much. But yeah, he sent what's on? Does he speak through the drone? Oh my god, he must speak through the drone, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's his play. Why he and me?
Oh, sorry, David has a suggestion in chat. Yes, it absolutely starts with a lady. and the drone does a thing where it looks like it's tipping a hat. I don't think he goes to the extent of having to put a hat on the drone. I don't think he's figured that out, but he will. Oh my god, this school is the worst. Why are we in
I
here?
probably say something sexist, or half I actually cared for myself and put on a dress sometimes. Because he has to be the worst for sure.
He's not great. I'm gonna shift your labels because that's a part of the fail state of this bowler hat on the drill. You know what? Yeah, he would. Why not? Yeah. All right, cool. Let me look at your labels. Yeah, I think I am going to move your danger down. I think people don't see you as dangerous. I think you don't see yourself as dangerous because this is what you're in now. You're not errant. You're being Kasey and stuck in this school. Yeah, sure, you're arranging, really cool community projects, but you're in school where your social popularity is just. What can you do when like the absolute most hated guy in the school feels confident enough to ask you out? Sucks. Sorry. Danger down and freak up. I'll let you try and do something else if you want. Any scene you want.
Well, I guess I have to pierce the mask. I need to find out why he's doing that.
All right, cool. Do you like, because you can see him controlling his drone. He's right. He's like 4 tables away, and he's watching this as if like, come on. So yes, absolutely, pierce the mask on Victor.
4.
Wow, what happening?
Yeah, also, moldable does not work because this is definitely not someone whose respect I want.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. How do you pierce the mask? You just like, how were you trying to figure him out?
I'm so disgusted honestly at myself for what I did wrong with my life. And instead of actually trying, to try to understand him, I just ignore him and start talking with the drone. And the drone is actually surprisingly nice. And when I realized he has already left, leaving only a note, and I was like, and I think pretty much the reaction that everyone has because I spent so much time talking with the drone is that I accepted. I think that really sells the failure after failure. Is that the school is and he is under the perception that I accepted.
You're absolutely gonna get a cream-colored envelope with a note saying when he'll pick you up at your room when you get back there. In the meantime, take a condition. How are you feeling?
I think I'm afraid.
Afraid? What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid that I have power, I have the heart, but I'll never be able to do a community. I thought my school could be that, but that is gone too. And I'm afraid that by the end of the year, all my friends, the 4 of them, well, 3 plus Demon, they'll just leave me, and that will be it. And no wages, no scholarship. So even if I don't win, probably I'm gonna end up as a villain or labeled as a villain alone.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask Serenade what they want to do, and then I want a scene with Errant. I'm gonna hard frame a scene with Errant, and then we're gonna take a break and go into the dance. But first, I want to know what Serenade wants to do. I'm saving this chat y'all are doing it, by the way, because it's actually plot relevant. I have to read back to it. Give me a moment. Actually, no. Tell me what you want to do.
Well, I don't know. Don't think Serenade wants to do much. They want to do their homework, maybe. They have no reason to go to the dance though, right now, because why would they go there?
Do you want to talk to your sibling? No.
No. I won't go talk to them unless they came to me. I will go to Mary and ask her about the whole costume thing that Mr. Wyatt has asked us to do, and maybe something will come up, and so maybe I will be convinced to go there.
I think, what Ryan had a very nice suggestion in the chat. I think Osprey does find you at some point.
Okay.
Well, obviously, they're only known as Osprey to their friends.
Yes.
I think they find you like they're not in their ridiculous Assassin's Creed getup. Instead, they look like a normal. Here's the thing: they look like a normal kid.
Yeah.
They look very. I think they're wearing like just a hoodie and jeans. but now that you see their face, you kind of think, how did I ever miss that they're here?
That's not unreasonable. They are very unassuming, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
And they are very good at blending in. So, one question I want to ask: if I meet them again, do they still have the implant?
Ooh, I mean, let's answer that in character. I think, where are you? Because they're gonna drop in on you, like a ninja. Where are you when?
Well, they can drop at me anywhere they like if they're a ninja. So I guess I'm at the photocopy machine or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're photocopying just pictures of, I don't know, historical dress, probably French Revolution era sort of dress. I don't know. What is Serenade? What's Serenade photocopying? I shouldn't answer that for you.
I would answer. I was asking Mary, what am I photocopying? What kind of costume did you tell Serenade that was researchable?
Oh no, now I have to think about like 80s basketball references.
So like whatever Madonna was wearing.
A Madonna thing again.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Well, look,
Oh,
I
no.
think 80s. I think
Oh my
Madonna.
goodness, the Labyrinth was out around when Mary was out, so
Ooh.
totally like pictures from the Labyrinth Nightmare Ball scene with super elaborate scary masks. Because
Cool.
you're scary, it seems appropriate.
Okay.
You're cool scary, just like those are.
Okay. Good. So I'm making copies instead of printing out stuff because Mary said I should go and make copies.
Yeah. And I think you just suddenly notice their presence. Suddenly they're kind of like leaning against the wall next to the photocopy machine. And they say like, how have you been? I heard about Wisconsin.
I have been as well as can be expected.
I've been hearing some strange rumors. Like, you got knocked out?
Yes, I did.
That doesn't sound like you.
It has happened before. Remember the March of Obelisks?
Yes. No. Okay. He was. I mean, that was his thing, to knock people out.
Yes. And he knocked me out, so.
But you took care of him as well, right?
I killed him. I usually let him knock me out.
Yeah, he was a bit of an ass, wasn't he?
He did not deserve to be killed.
No. Look, Serenade. I know I said some heated stuff, but I mean, I live where I grew up the same as you. I know what it was like. I know what it was like to do as one were told, you know? And like, I don't want you to think I hold a grudge. I mean, if clearly whatever happened didn't stick.
The fact that you do not hold a grudge does not mean that I myself do not hold a grudge against myself. Yes. And now I'm breaking a promise to a friend and I'm holding another grudge. How helpful.
Well, I'm sorry if me being here is you breaking a promise. I just thought we needed to talk.
No, this is not This is something else.
Well, I want to start fresh. I want to do something else. Like, I mean, whatever we had is there. Ended when everyone else died. You know, is and we can try something else. You know.
Okay.
And I think they noticed what you're photocopying and say like, "Are you going to the dance?"
No.
Well, between you and me, I do kind of want to go. And some of my, all right, let's call them minions because that's what they are. Some of them have asked, and I'd rather not. Do you want to go?
To the masquerade dance of somebody I detest. If you ask me, then I will, but...
Well, it's a big enough party. We don't have to like deal with diamond dust. It's it's just, I just thought it'd be something nice. And then
you understand why I do not dance.
I know. Last time I saw you dance was, yeah. But that was then, I looked
am
up.
Not fully in control of my instincts.
Then let me help.
Okay.
The thing with... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The thing with being a lament is one tends to occlude things, makes things seem nice, hide things. And I can do that for you if you need it.
I will do whatever you ask.
I think when you say that, there's like a moment of like they didn't expect that reaction, so they kind of feel a bit more like, that's not what I expected. But they'll nod and smile and said, "Good, I really did want to go with Heron because you met him, right?"
He asked me as well.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
He seems to be nice.
Yes, but you have not heard him try to explain to you what he calls the 15 stanzas of ninjutsu, which I don't think even is a thing. You would know better.
I do not. I had the same training as you, and you realize we never did any ninjutsu.
Yeah, well, no offense, Serenade, but I don't really need it. And they melt into the shadows.
Okay. Now I have to go to the dance. Great.
Oops. Okay, one last scene, and then we're gonna do this dance thing. I want to know what Errant looks like when they're doing their superhero thing.
Well, I'm gonna say that they have the helmet. They have, of course, they have a heavy cloak, but it's the cloaks that they have on Wakanda on the Black Panther movie.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like that shield cloak, and they have an holo projection of an old-timey armor, we chose to have all neons that represented the runes that would otherwise be on Star Wars armor. But now that Kasey has learned her affinity with magic, errant, they are able to have actual arcane runes brimming with power on the armor.
Nice. I think you're probably on your way back to the dorm when Diamond Dust catches up with you. I think you'll feel it in the wind when the wind just suddenly gets cold.
And Cassie seems a bit awkward because her first instinct is to lash out at her, but instead, Aaron strikes a pose and says, "Hello, former comrade. What a fancy seeing you in the skies on this grateful day."
Diamond Dust kind of just like smiles at that and says, "You're a hard person to find, Errant."
It's on the name, is it not?
Oh, it really is. You're quite amusing. I'm curious. What are you doing near these grounds?
It is part of my battle path, all the way from Prospect Project up to the call center for no related reasons.
I think they drift slowly down and stand in front of you. I keep forgetting. Every time I feel like I describe her height, it keeps going up and down a few inches, depending on who she's talking to. But probably Aaron probably looks taller because they look like they have more on them. And Diamond Dust is again wearing faux fur white, Jackie Kennedy blonde haircut. Those are the only two things that Diamond Dust is. And she says, "Well, I have to tell you, I'm a bit of a fan. That's kind of why I've been trying to track you down for a while. You're new around here, Nick. You're already doing so much. You're doing so much."
I seek to inspire. I am nothing but the community that I serve.
You know, that is inspiring, especially when, well, especially when someone close to my age already wants to help change the world for the better.
All that a hero is someone that wants to change the world. And no matter how misguided or many mistakes we make, we are all united on our desire to make the world a better place. And how can we correct our mistakes without the support of each other?
I think yeah, she smiles again and she says like, "Oh, you're pretty much exactly what I thought you are." In fact, you're just so entrancing that I simply, well, I wouldn't want to take away from your busy schedule, Errant, but you happen to be free. And actually, no, that's not what she says. I don't want to take away from your busy schedule, Errant. And I know you're very busy with your projects and your other lines of work. But I am curious. I'm trying to figure out how she'll phrase it. How will she just get straight to asking them to the dance? Oh, okay, here's what to say. In fact, I'm very impressed how you juggle your schedule given your work in the community and how busy school must be for you.
School is no obstacle when every opportunity is a chance to learn something new.
Oh man, I do wish Mask has like a keep your cool or act under pressure sort of role, because this is, I don't know. I think she kind of like inches close to you, and you can tell she's kind of like floating a bit, and her eyes are getting close to your helmet. And she says, "It would be rude of me to ask of you who you are. We learned this in Superhero 101. You always respect your fellow masked heroes, especially when they're, trying to deflect. So it would be rude of me. So I won't."
Humility is the most important virtue of a knight. I'm glad to respect this.
Do you know where you and this get up and this attitude of yours would really fit?
No, but I'm pretty sure that you have an idea.
I mean, if it won't take away from your time, and well, the dance is so close, and unfortunately, there's just no one in the school who's as fit for heroism as you are.
And Kasey actually was expecting this because she knew.
Yeah,
So Errant lands close to Ramindes and says, "Are you asking me to the dance?"
I think she puts on an abashed expression that will be convincing to anyone who didn't know her. And you're one of those people who just kind of know her, but you can't tell if like she's doing a good job of acting or not. She says, "Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, but yes, if you'd have me, I would like to, have you at the dance."
Well, I'm quite flattered, but my understanding is that you can have anyone that you would want. Why a stranger that hides behind a mask?
I want you to roll provoke just to see how honest she'll be to you.
Well, I actually have superior now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I get a 9.
All right, so on a 7 to 9, they stumble, you take +4. Okay, they're gonna stumble. And I think they say like, "Well, you said it right there, Errant. I could have anyone. So I will." And she kind of smiles at you.
And Errant bows at that. I must acknowledge her bravery. There are not many that approach me, much less with such honesty. I'll be there. I cannot promise for long, but I'll be there.
A moment would be enough. Thank you so much. I'll see you at the dance. And they, you can have the last word because they've stumbled against you. They've been a bit more honest than they probably should be. You can have the last word.
And as she's turning, Aaron just says, "Just one more thing, comrade.
Yes.
You might think that there are some benefits to be seen by my side, but make no mistake, you are choosing to be seen by my side. And this is what you want. Just think about that."
I think there's a pause, and then she'll just kind of like float back up to the sky with her northern winds. I don't know how she does that. All right. I think we're gonna take another break, 5 more minutes, and we're gonna do this dance thing. What happens at this dance? Who knows? How's Zero G feeling? I'm sorry. How's Mary feeling? I'm sorry again. How's Serenade feeling? Probably better than either of them. A bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, all right, we'll figure this out. 5 minutes. No one. Okay, sad gang represent. Be back in 5. I'm catching up with these like text chats that, that Mary and Serenade are having. They're adorable. Give me a sec while I actually finish reading them. they're critical to the plot.
Summary for viewers at home is that Mary has many feelings about Zero G. Like, being her pity friend, because Silhouette thinks she's boring. She's not boring. Silhouette's boring. And also, Serenade's murder family is very complicated, and Mary had no awareness of this at all until now.
Oh,
Serenade probably has the bigger problem.
Yeah. Like Serenade has like different vectors of how complicated their murder family is. There's the one who hates her, who's in prison. There's the one who looks up to her, who's in another much better school. And now there's this one who's kind of in between. Well, it's ambiguous. Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry, I'm just read one thing. Okay, so let's paint the scene again. First I'm gonna ask a round of what does the masquerade look like? And then I'm gonna go to like what are each character's plans? Are they going to the masquerade or not? And if they are, what are they wearing? Which is very important. It's obviously very important. I think I'm gonna ask David first. I'm sorry, David. Sorry, I'll give you time to think.
So I like the idea of there being like almost like flares, but like if you imagine kind of a like a Roman candle, but like sort of silver and glittery light sort of thing, but like on constantly rather than just being a and they're sort of all like studying the like the path up to the sports hall.
Nice. And is Zero G going to the dance?
No, Zero G will be staying in his room.
Oh no. You hear a knock on your door.
He will answer it, yeah.
I think let's see. I asked people for what the costuming is like, and I forgot. I'm bad at that as well because now I have to figure out what quote unquote Screech looks like. I think it's a very nice sort of velvet suit with it's dark with like blue like concentric circles sort of lining. It's like blue sort of like vines and stuff. And she's got this like silver like sort of beak mask, and she says like with her voice, she says, "I need a date."
Well, you have to find someone else. I'm done.
You're done? Just like that? Well, given what you said at the Starbucks, I guess I should have seen this coming. What are you gonna do now?
I don't know, but I think I've had enough advice from you already.
Fair enough, I guess. I just wanted to bring you along to see, well, to see where all this was going. I mean, if you want to sulk here, that's fine. But you will have no one else to blame for what's about to happen. And they close the door and walk away. All right. So I'll let you stew in your own self-loathing. I'm going to move on to another person. Actually, who wants to go next? Sorry, I need to get that scene with Zero G done because I figured they wouldn't want to go to the dance. Yeah, who wants to go next? So give me a detail of this masquerade, and then what your character is doing.
So I think Diamond Dust is going for a Winter Wonderland theme for the Masquerade. So there's this permanent, slow snowflakes falling, but they never really seem to melt. Instead, they seem to somehow rise again on a reverse snowing and then falling away. And yeah. Yeah, Kasey is going to the dance. Unfortunately, they are going as an 18th century French couturier, and they have these very heavy, uh, very covering seamstress clothes. They have a makeup that give them an haggard, stern, morbid look, and they have a scarf that is in the middle of knitting, which is instead of it is on one side. It's supposed to be the flag of the revolution, but on the other side, against what Diamond Dust would put on the code, it's actually the flag of the Paris Commune.
Of course.
Of course. And the needles, they look like these heavy, thick, cumbersome, blunt knitting needles, but they are actually techno arcane wands that she's bringing, that she can then summon the Aaron suit later.
Nice. I think again. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Sabine, because I really don't want to play Victor. So I'm gonna move on to you, Serenade.
Well, Serenade, no. Let me start with the detail. Because this party is so organized and so heavy-handedly organized, I'm pretty sure that some other students don't like it either. And some of them will have taken a course in chemistry. And people who take courses in chemistry know how to brew alcohol. And they will have brought copious amounts of it. Will have spiked the bowl, not the bowl, the bowl. And they will have spiked everything they can spike. They might have spiked the fake snowflakes, but probably not. But still, yeah. There's lots and lots of alcohol around. And probably more than Diamond Dust is really happy about, because this is a school dance and none of us are allowed to drink alcohol. So that was actually kind of forbidden. Yeah. Now the Serenade, they don't have a costume. I mean, they have a costume. They received a costume when they first. There's a kitty. I'm sorry, I can't concentrate when Jinx is climbing around. No, they were issued a standard Aegis costume when they first joined them, which is mostly black body stocking, I guess. And there is a standard mask which hides the eyes and parts of the face, and that's what they're wearing. There is an Aegis sign on it. Because why not? That's the costume they have. So what else would they wear?
Yeah.
They are not wearing the hood though, so you can see the hair.
Yeah, Osprey's kind of the same boat. They're just wearing their Assassin's Creed outfit. They're not even gonna say like you look nice. I think they say like, I think as you're walking and you're walking through the path of the Roman candles and whatnot, did correct me if I'm wrong, but they never had us sing as a group, right? Or
no,
tune together.
No, they did not.
I'm just curious because well, you didn't really like question when I told you who I am, but in case you needed reassurance, and I think your implant will feel it. You'll feel something kind of tuning with it, not against it, for sure.
Cool.
And so, what does a lament feel like?
I mean, a lament is a sad, which is weirdly fitting.
It is a sad, yes.
It's what does it feel like? I think it feels like chimes mostly, wind chimes, gongs, stuff like that. Maybe some kind of wooden flutes. That's the feel of the lament, basically. And it's not a happy noise. It's more of a mournful is the right word, I guess.
Yeah,
But it
I
works
think
well with the Serenade, I guess, because these rather serene waves and wind noises, they go pretty well together.
Yeah, I think both of you feel that going together, and I think you just walked in a masquerade in appreciable silence. Now, Mary, I need detail, and then we get to you and your date.
All the details so far have been so good. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, I can hear the purring.
That's what Boo is good for. He just sits by the mic and purrs. Okay, so you need to go elsewhere, dude. Cool. I think that the I just lost what the word is. The way that the gym is kind of partly in another dimension and is too big and everything is kind of messing with the musical reverberation so that it sounds a little weird, but also in a really cool, good way. Like it has just exactly enough reverb. I mean, it's probably the typical terrible songs you would hear at a high school dance, but they have never sounded quite so awesome before.
You've heard rumors.
And Diamond Dust is totally going to take credit for it somehow.
Yeah, you heard rumors that there's a underground DJ club has actually not underground DJ club, something a bit lamer. No, just a bunch of people, the serial pranksters at school have been trying to change the playset to 10 remixes of Old Town Road, that sort of thing. But instead, it's like weird reverberating classical music. Because Diamond Dust wants to be classy. So when Stalwart knocks on your door to pick you up, what do you look like?
I totally remembered Stalwart was coming for one. Probably at the last minute had a panic. Oh wait, I do have a date thing, and I've been desperately flipping through over things, but I came across one that is just kind of cute. So I'm going to describe that. There's probably like maybe not quite knee-length floofy skirt sort of thing with little silver and gold stars all over it. It looks like not hot, just kind of cute. With a little like black typical mask with some star things and some lacy stuff going on. Slightly high neck to it because it's important to be age appropriate at these dances. And I will paste a link of the thing that I'm looking at in the chat. But yeah, black layer of tulle over the top. Pretty sedate, not covered in glitter, which is perhaps surprising for Mary.
Nice. And because I'm unimaginative, actually no, the Stalwart will be wearing something else, except they still have the helmet on.
I would like a Stalwart just in full armor.
Okay,
But,
fine.
like,
All right.
with a boot here or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, with a bow tie.
Yes. Is there a mask on over the mask?
Yes, yes. There's a mask over the. Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah. So I think when you open the door, you hear like in the armor reverberate their breath taken back quite a bit, and they say like, You look beautiful."
Like, great, I love your tie. It's a really fun accent.
Yes, it. I was told it would accentuate. Well, I wasn't exactly sure what it was meant to accentuate, but I needed them accentuated apparently, and so I decided to. I hope you like it. Oh yes, you already said you liked it. I'm
It
sorry.
does
Yes.
a good job of accentuating. Yes, Barry says. Also, not sure what it's accentuating, but it's probably doing a good job.
I hope so. Anyway, I'm not. I confess something. I am not an expert on these dances. I have tried to look up videos on what exactly happens, so I could only apologize if tonight doesn't go well.
I mean, I'm in the wrong decade. Nothing really makes any sense. So, it'll be fine.
I think picture distress. Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's really cute. Can I screen share this? Give me a second. No, I'm not gonna figure this out now. We're in the middle of this. We don't have much time. So yeah, I think you'll say that in Star Wars. Well, you can't see them beam, but you can feel it. You two are connected. It's fine. And they'll hold out their hand.
I will take it emphatically, like, oh, how charming. Doing dances perfectly. We already won dance, and we'll take off to the dance.
Nice. Now I gotta ask you, G, are you going to the dance? I mean, if you sulk in your room, I can figure out something else for you to do. But like,
I think he might make his way towards the dance, but probably not going to go there straight away. I think we see him. He's got like a big. He's got like his bag on his bed, and he's like throwing stuff into it fairly haphazardly, and I think he as he's like packing stuff away, I think he like reaches in somewhere and pulls a joint out of the bottom of his bag, sort of thing, and sort of goes over to his window and sort of leans out of it and lights up. And I think he's kind of looking out there, and then there's that kind of like look of realization sort of dawns across his face, which I did think earlier this session, but then completely forgot about it. And he's going to head out. I'm happy to sort of cut the scene there, but his intent is to head to Screech's room and try and find out what's actually happened to her, because when it was just when Silhouette was just like disguised as her in Wisconsin, it's like, okay, maybe she just like got to the bus before Screech did, and but if she's also impersonating her here, then
okay, you go to Screech's room, which I think you probably hung out with her in the interim. There's a lot of time has passed. The door kind of opens for you, and you walk in, and it's humid. It's warm in there. And, well, okay, here's what you see. Okay, you see a perfectly ordinary room, except the walls are kind of like plated with metal. As if like covered in metal, and you can see there's like dents kind of all over the walls. And you've known this because Screech mentioned that sometimes she talks in her sleep, and her voice is uncontrollable. So she needs a reinforced room, and you'll see as well that like she mentions as well that she has to pack away all her things into like drawers that are built into the walls. So actually, when you see the room is like completely flat and empty except for like the bed. Except when you walk in, it's humid because there's like a lot of heat emanating from this object. There's this like big sticky black sort of like ball that's like attached to the ceiling, and it's a big sticky like just confluence of slime and whatnot. And you can see like, it's a pod that's like just big enough to hold a person.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try and I'm going to try and pull it down from the ceiling first, and then like using sort of the gravity control rather than actually touching the stuff, because that seems like a bad plan. Just try and like pull it open, basically.
Cool. Unleash your powers.
That's a 7.
Cool. On a 7 and 9, you can mark a condition, or I'll tell you how this is unstable or temporary, and by God would I tell you.
I think I'm going to mark guilty. I probably should have marked guilty already, but I'm definitely marking it now.
That's fair. Oh man, I had a good one for it. Okay, no, I'll save it there. Complications could still happen. Yeah. So yeah, and thankfully you didn't touch it, because you'll definitely bring it down. You can tell it's not like the most toughest of substances. Well, you didn't touch it, so you wouldn't know. And you'll split it open, and you'll find Screech, unconscious, breathing heavily, but still alive.
Cool.
What do you do?
Yeah, I guess I will check her over to make sure that she, does seem like stable and everything.
She seems fine.
Cool. I'm wondering whether to try waking her up or not.
It's up to you. Well, here's a question. Does Zero G think Screech would know anything else about what Silhouette's planning, or
no?
Or do you just want to make sure she's safe?
More, yeah, just to make sure that she's okay than anything else. Yeah, I think actually I'm going to lift her up and try and think where I want to take her.
Also, I think we can retroactively say that, Kasey, you probably told these folks about your after party. Just so that just put that on the table. But that, you don't have to take her there. But where would you take her actually?
Yeah, I think actually that I might take her to
Yeah, do you trust any adults here?
I'm going to take her to Serenade's room, I think. And yeah, attempt to break in and put her inside.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I'm gonna coordinate this, because Serenade has declared an intention to leave early. So I think let's coordinate this. Let's cut away from you for the moment. All right, let's cut to the party. the classical music is doing some weird wub wub effect thanks to the dimension. Imagine Beethoven's Fifth with a bit more wubs and dubs. Actually, no, you don't. No one dances to Beethoven's Fifth. What am I talking about? Something Mozart. I don't know classical music unless it's sinister. Dubstep Chopin. Yeah, exactly. So I want a snapshot of what each of you three who went to the dance are doing. I assume you're all having fun. Well, some of you.
No.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, all right. You don't have to say you're having fun, but I do want to know what you're doing.
I want to interfere a bit with the music.
I think. Do you say that to Osprey?
No. This is just, I mean, I'm not very interested in this whole thing. And this music sounds too nice for something. I was dragged here. I'm not here actually because I want to be, but because I feel guilty. And now I'm here, and now there's this music, and it also even sounds amazing. And I'm feeling petty right now, I guess.
I think Osprey does like notice that, and they say like, "Well, thanks for coming with me, but I guess it was mostly to deter my minions." You look like you're up for something.
I'm not necessarily. I just thought I might twist the sound a bit of the music.
That sounds like fun.
How have we become judges of what is fun? But let's do it.
The key thing is to not care about what other people judge us, and they hold out a hand to you.
Okay, I'm taking their hand. I mean, I'm not usually touching people, but this seems more or less safe. I mean, I'm a bit scared, obviously, to touch them because last time that didn't go so well. But if they hold out their hand, then that's maybe okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna like gently drag you towards, I don't know, the punch table, where Princess Flower is having a long, drawn out negotiating talk with the Harbingers, and they'll drag you into the shadows, and you could feel just like this like feeling of traversing through the cracks in the world.
Nice.
And we'll cut for you from there. I think you'll emerge probably near the DJ table, which is incredibly souped up, but we'll cut from there for now. Cut to Kasey. How you doing? How's Victor?
Yeah, how's Victor? So, as I go along, trying to be only as polite as necessary, feigning a smile, and I'm still trying to see what is Victor's game, what is his move. So I'm always keeping, like 3 steps between him and me, trying to see.
Yeah, he's trying to do the robot at you. It's not great. So what's Kasey planning? I think you will see Diamond Dust is walking around less having fun and more just making sure things are going all right. I think she's probably yelling at someone near the buffet, near the punch table.
The question here is Victor an arc or is it cool?
Do you want to pierce the mask again?
Yeah. Six.
Oh my god. Mark experience. You've gotten quite a bit. Okay. I had an idea. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to you. I want to come to Mary, who's probably the only one here who's actually having fun in the dance. Or I don't know. I shouldn't assume. How are you in Stalwart doing, Mary? I'll let you say exactly.
Mary still has the angry condition, but it's hard not to have an okay time around Stalwart because Stalwart is so awkward that Mary feels like she has to smooth things over, and between the two of them, it's like awkward nice, I guess.
I
And
think
Stalwart is trying so hard. Mary has to try too.
I think the first thing Stalwart says when you kind of get there is like, I tried to take dance lessons. Well, I say tried. I watched some videos again. They really don't offer that elective here. Well, it was actually quite full, and also I was told dancing in armor would be awkward, but I've tried my best. Would you care to have this dance?
Of course, Mary says, with the confidence of someone who has no dance talent whatsoever.
But with plenty of enthusiasm to match it. It's fine. Ooh. Okay. I need to make that miscount. Okay. I think Victor is just so much. But I think there's a moment, Kasey, where you find where we're just in the crush of like people. You see Screech come by, and you see like the way she does her magic speaking talk. The words "You need to escape" pop up in front of you. Now the thing is, does Kasey know that Screech is Silhouette? Because
No.
the other three know.
No, Kasey does not know.
This is the problem with not putting everyone on your group chat. Yeah.
Even though you ran a campaign together.
Yeah.
Instead, Marisol just
But
talking
I've done
to
nothing
Serenade.
but let her down at every opportunity. I can't talk to Kasey anymore.
Oh shit. Oh, you're right. You're right. So yeah, those words pop up, and you can see Screech kind of like almost very confidently like navigating the crowd as if like, oh yeah, they're just passing by. She's just passing by. Yeah, Disco Beethoven is playing right now. Actually, no, wasn't that a proper song? There was a song in the 1970s that did, yeah, there totally was. I don't know how I know that. Yeah, so Kasey, back to you, Kasey. What do you do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna approach Screech under the guise that anytime that I'm not speaking with Victor is a good moment, is an improvement. So I try to start the conversation with Screech. Hey, do you remember what we talked about long before that we talked maybe coming in with me to the dance? I hope you are having fun, even if we did not end up coming together. Trying to, to make small talk with Vita just there.
Yeah, I think they kind of smile and said, and they make the words and say like, actually, it was what does it say? Yeah, well, it worked out in the end. Thought you needed help. Here, let me try something. And they flick their wand at Victor, and his top hat starts sparking. And he came with a top hat of gears on it that were moving. And it starts sparking, and it catches on fire, and his hair honestly catches on fire and just goes, and he has the most pathetic yelp and runs out. No, he runs towards the punch bowl and dunks his head into the punch bowl, the spiked punch bowl. Thanks, Serenade, or thanks, Sabine. And everyone could just hear his gargling as he clears his head, and Screech kind of gives you like a very coquettish, like pixie sort of grin, and said like, so what do you think of the dance so far?
Honestly, I was expecting something quite different. Well, for starters, I was expecting Mary to be organizing it.
Well, y'all did your best. I mean, if I could, I would have voted for you like 5 or 6, 7 more times. I mean, yeah, Mary could have done better. Sure.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Have you seen Mary actually?
No, I get the feeling that she has been avoiding me.
Well, everyone's here. Let's go find her. And without waiting for you to say yes or no, they'll grab your hand and drag you towards where Mary is.
This is not how I remember Screech. I remember Screech to be awkward, especially whenever they had to talk with me. So, in a weird way, I either feel rejected, which is a weird thing to feel, or I feel like, something's odd.
All right.
So,
Oh, you want to do something? I'll let you do this thing.
no, do you think that's something?
I don't know. Do you want to fail another roll?
Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of want to fail again. Especially because I got a nice move now.
All right, cool. Okay. Try and pierce. I mean, you as a player know that's not Screech, but like try to pierce their mask.
Yeah, it's more the question is if I trust her or not.
Yeah.
10, press the mask.
Hey,
Yeah,
finally.
finally.
3 questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, and one more thing. Because we're coming up close to time, I'm gonna propose something. I think there's still a lot to do in this dance. We have one more session where it's the 4 of you next week. So what I'm proposing is when we get to the end, we're gonna put a cliffhanger and catch up and pick up from where the dance. Because I don't want to go over any more than what I usually do. So would folks be okay with that?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because like
So,
there's another party. Oh yeah, 10 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions, not 10. I said 10 questions. On the 10 plus, you get 3 questions. Sorry.
so question number 3. What do you intend to do?
As far as you could tell, Screech intends for you and Mary to have fun. She's very forceful about it. She's weirdly forceful about it. I don't know why she wants you specifically. You don't know why she wants you specifically to meet
I think
Mary.
that's then the follow-up. What do you want me to do? So why do you want me specifically?
Let me figure out how you could glean this, because I don't want to just give you Silhouette's plans. Mainly because Kasey still doesn't know this is Silhouette. Sorry, what's the question again? What do you want me to do? I think what Kasey would get is that there's something between you and Mary that she wants to like bring up specifically. Like some history. Maybe not with this Mary. With another Mary. Well, not specifically with you, Kasey, and that Mary, but like history that you would know. It's confusing. It feels like there's something between you that they want to bring up specifically.
How can I get you to get rid of Victor?
Like, oh man, how could you get Screech to get rid of Victor? I mean, wasn't that what she did enough? Do you need something more permanent?
Yeah, I want something more permanent.
I think.
Yeah, I want her to distract him.
I think you're gonna. It's gonna be hard because they've got a plan, and they're not, and they don't deviate from that. But I think in fiction, how Kasey would like try to get Screech to distract Victor, I think you're gonna have to like convince Screech that distracting Victor would mean more time for Kasey to hang out with Screech. Quote unquote hang out.
So that would be provoke.
Yes, it'll be a kind of provoke, but I think we're coming close to time, so I'm gonna cut away from you. I think we're gonna have some last shots of everyone else before. So the last action what I do want to get is probably whatever Serenade does to mess with the music.
Yeah, well, I have the power disruption that goes for electricity as well, right? And
Yeah.
sonic thing. So I just want to glitch it. I don't want to just go and make everything go out. I just want to glitch it so it sounds even weirder and maybe a little less interesting weird. Just weird.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I got an idea. Yeah. So roll to unleash your powers.
Yes, that's with freak, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, I've got a 9 on that, I think. Yeah, and I'm feeling guilty, but that shouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wouldn't matter anyway. Even if it was -2, I would still be at 7.
Okay. All right. Is glitching this sound system worth marking a condition?
Oh right, I have to choose stuff. Let me look what I can choose.
Either you
Okay.
mark a condition or the effect is going to be unstable or temporary.
Unstable or temporary is fine. I'm not gonna mark a condition. I mean, I'm not that happy about the whole thing. I just want to mess with it a bit, like
Okay.
blow off steam a little.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I think, what does music sound when you've glitched it up?
Yeah, as I said, it sounds more weird, like glitchhop Beethoven. I like that. There is a weird beat maybe under it, or weird dissonance, disharmony, that somehow the music is out of sync with the beat or something like that.
Okay.
Also, occasionally you can hear the white noise of the dimensional shift in between, which most people can't hear, but they will feel it, and it's not very comfortable.
Nice. Okay. I just realized this cliffhanger I was thinking about wouldn't work because of the rules I just set up, so I'm gonna change my mind. So yeah, I think the glitch hop stuff happens. I think Mary, Stalwart's doing their best, which is very good. I hope. I think there's a moment when when the glitching starts happening, people kind of say, "Huh," and they kind of stop dancing. I think there's a moment where like Stalwart kind of like draws you close and say like, Mary, I want to ask. I need to show you something later tonight. I think it's time. Is that okay? Did I? Would that be okay?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I haven't done this before. I was worried of, but after all this time, I don't feel like I have to worry anymore. And I think as they say that, you're all quite a bit close. You're looking into the helmet, and then just the words "Hey Mary" burst in front of you, and out from the crowd, like Screech comes by dragging Kasey. or at least you see them coming their way, and Screech is kind of like waving quite enthusiastically. But I think far too enthusiastically. I don't think they. I mean, you know exactly who this is, but I think they know that you know as well. I think that's what I'll give you.
I know that nobody can wave quite so enthusiastically as me, and I recognize it when I see it.
And I think I don't have a cliffhanger. I think here's what's going to happen. Here's the last shot we'll have is, well, that's a good enough cliffhanger, but I think the last shot is 0G. I think you're carrying Screech, and then I think you're carrying her. You get heading towards Serenade's room, but they wake up. It's like a big breath, and you can feel next to you, not at you. You can feel like the air ripple as like this sonic effect happens, and they kind of like wake up, eyes kind of like wide open, deep breaths, and then I think they realize she's in your arms, and then they kind of like grasp around. They look for their wand, but it's not there because Silhouette took it. And then they're trying to say something to you, but their mouth is fully shut. They don't trust themselves to speak.
I would say, oh, good, you're conscious. I know this is probably a bit much right now, but do you want to come to prom?
I think that's where we'll end it. Oh my God. Holy crap. All right. I mean, we'll catch up next week. Oh my God, this is the best. You folks are the best. You folks are the fucking best. All right. We'll see you next week. I'm going to end this broadcast. God. Oh, God.